Yeah, Siddhi, go ahead.
Okay. Good day and welcome to TechD Cybersecurity's earning call. We appreciate your participation as we review the company's operational and financial performance for H2 and outline our strategic direction. The purpose of today's call is to provide an overview of the company's progress and address questions from our investors and stakeholders. Please note that this call is being recorded and certain statements made during this call may be forward-looking and are based on current assumptions. These involve risk and uncertainties, and actual results may differ. The company assumes no obligation to update these statements except as required by law. We encourage participants to consider their factors and avoid placing undue reliance on forward-looking information. Representing TechD Cybersecurity Limited, today we have Sunny Waghela, Managing Director and CEO, Mr. Khileshwar Sahu, Chief Financial Officer. I will now hand over the call to Mr. Sunny Waghela for the opening remarks. Following his address, we will proceed to the Q&A session. Thank you and over to you.
So thank you, Kushi, for giving the introduction, and thank you everyone for joining in. And this is Sunny Waghela, joining along with Khileshwar Sahu. I'm the MD and CEO of TechD Cybersecurity Limited, and Khileshwar Sahu is our Chief Financial Officer. Uh, this year has been a transformation year for us. We have achieved the growth. Apart from the growth, we have achieved a lot of things, for the future, which will define the company for years to come. As committed in the H1 that we wanted to transform from training to services to the product company. And now that we have launched our products with 4 modules in the phase one and phase two. I'm happy to inform you that in this financial year, we are launching our phase two modules as well. So TechD cybersecurity, is not just going to be the only and only the services company or a training company, for years to come. But this is going to be we are going to be the product company having our own OEMs. Having our projecting ourselves as the OEM and making sure that we have the revenues coming in from our own products this year, and also making sure that, as the commitment given for the future expansions, we will be expanding into new geographies apart from the other geographies that we have already expanded as well. So what I'll do is I'll just share my presentation, and I'll start with the company's highlight of what we have achieved so far in last 6 months. So as a listed company, this is our second earnings call. Our first earning call was in the month of November. We just got listed in September. One of the great, the response which is given by all the investors. And I would like to thank you investors for, taking our company to a next level and trusting our company for last many months as well. Uh, so as you already know that we have incorporated in 2017, but we carry experience of 15 years in the cybersecurity vertical, started as a training provider and then diversified in 2017 as the services company. Our mission is very simple, that we want to empower the digital resilience and the trust across the digital ecosystems across India. And we want to be the fastest growing and the leading cybersecurity companies for the world from India itself. Uh, Company was in the services and training, but yes, we have been transforming our company as discussed in the last con call with the AI related innovations and AI related, the product launch. And we want to make sure that like our services model as an MSSP, which is managed security service provider, we will have sticky revenues and we will have the annual recurring revenues coming from or with the multi-year contracts, coming from our existing customers as well. Happy to share with you that by November, we were having around, total number of customers were around 630, out of which active are more than 550. We have crossed 736 customers count. As far as our SOC is concerned, because as an MSSP, our main forte or our main expertise is on our managed services with our global security operations center. And while we are building one of the largest security operations center in Ahmedabad under a TechD Cyber Valley, the project, uh, every single customer consumes some sort of the events per second. And happy to share that when it comes to the log ingestion coming from all our 160 plus SOC customers, we have crossed 120,000 EPS, which is event per second, as far as our SOC also. And we want to touch this to a million EPS in the coming time as well. It is all, it has a direct connection with our revenue. The more is the EPS, the higher is the revenue coming from our SOC customers. Happy to share that we are successfully able to renew all our contracts for last 3 years, and this year also, even in H2 also, we are able to renew almost all our contracts. So there's only a 2% of churn rate of the customers, and that's what is making a TechD different, and that's what is making a TechD, a trusted partner for cybersecurity for the years to come as well. This is just a profile of the management, as you are already knowing that. uh, just to let you know, we have got a three-layer structure in the organizations now, because we always wanted to empower the frontier in our company, and we wanted to make sure that the people in our company, those who are joining as an intern, then to an employee, are being empowered on that. And that's the reason we have elevated the role of some of the core team members. Khilesh is now CFO. He was already CFO. He is now a CFO. Nikhil is now a director sales. He was the vice president, business. He's still taking care of vice president, role, but at the same time is a director sales across India as well. And Mihir was basically heading our academic operations, as now COO. So there is going to be three layer. One layer would be a CEO, COO, director, and the C-level executive. The other layer would comprise of heads, manager, senior manager, and then there is a third layer which would actually empower all our L1, L2, and L3 people as well. Because we are a talent generation engine, because we are generating a lot of talent from our own institutions, and there are people who have been working with our organization for last many years as well. We have decided on one policy to obviously promote our own people first, right? And then make sure to get the other people, from outside the organizations as well. And trust me, uh, this strategy has been, proving me, more right, or rather, my people are proving me more right, in terms of me achieving the sticky revenues, achieving the higher revenues, and making sure that to lead that particular role with that dedication and taking the company to the next level as well. So with this roles which are being elevated, I'm happy to share that in H2 FY26, 25-26, we initially in the November con call, when we were sitting on the order book of only 40 crore rupees, right? And then by January, the order book has raised to around 50.8 crore rupees. But I'm happy to share that the total revenue, or the total increase as far as the H2 and H1 revenue is concerned, we have increased the revenue by almost 84%, in H2 compared to H1 of the FY26. As far as the PAT is concerned, it's a 20%, 21% increase in the PAT margins is there. We have recorded a complete revenue, or a total revenue in H2, is standing at 33.62 crore rupees, right? Increase in the EBITDA of 24% margin, in this H2 as well. By H1, we have onboarded 90 new logos. Now we have onboarded 150 new logos. So there are certain customers, and total number of customers we have served in H2 are 365. That is taking our company to 730 odd customers, the list as well. What we are trying to do, is, while we are focusing on new revenues, while we are also focusing on new customers, we are also making sure that are we able to generate some more revenues from our existing customers or not? And that's what is differentiating our, the TechD. So our per revenue customers is also increased in H2, and we are hoping to get this to a higher levels in this particular FY27 as well. Right. So when it comes to the revenue increase compared to the year-on-year revenue, we have increased in the revenue 73.88%. PAT increased by 67%. Our renewal rate, as I said, is almost 98%, 700 plus customers total catered in FY25-26. The revenue, apart from other income, is standing at 51.8 crore rupees, including total income, it is standing at 53 crore rupees. And the EBITDA margin is also increased 83.66% as well. This is accelerating our financial momentum. And also at the same point of time, I'm happy to share that while in H2, the AI has played a very important role in our operations. Let me be very open and being candid with you that post H2, we have taken certain hard calls, certain great calls, and that you'll definitely see the momentum in FY27. What we have identified is some of the repeated functions to be automated by the agentic AI in our operations. We already started doing all that innovations by December. While we are developing our own products, we started, elevating the skills to make sure that can one person be able to serve 5 of these SOC customers or not, right? And with the agentic innovation, with the excess of agentic AI and agentic thing, that shows the operation excellence is what we have achieved, in this H2 as well. And in this, the financial year, let me tell you, we have cut down many of our costs. So if you have looked at our operational cost, I'll be showcasing the table and the results are already published. Our employee benefit expense was standing at 12 crore rupees for last year. Let me tell you, or happy to inform you that we have cut down on a lot of resources by replacing them with agentic AI, and we have now at 9.36 crore rupees. So there's a saving of the cost is what we have done. Also, at the same point of time, what we are doing is we are making sure that to reduce the OEM dependency. So I'll come to, our product, the folio. But while I'm discussing all of this, let me tell you that this is going to increase and this is going to keep that same momentum this year as well, right? So that shows our figure, and as I say that we are hoping for the same sort of a growth this particular financial, year as well. Let me tell you some of the business offerings. So our business offerings in these services still remains the same, but yes, the one important point or the differentiator has come for last 5 months is the agentic innovation on reporting, agentic innovation on doing repetitive tasks. Our complete business development is now being driven, be it fixing the meeting with a customer to getting the customer over the call is being happening with AI. The AI is sending emails for us. The AI is sending, the doing calls for us and making sure to fix that particular appointment. And that is actually decreasing our sales cycle and making sure that we give our customers more faster delivery than the delivery which are happening for days. So things which are happening for days right now are now happening, in hours, and our customers are getting the right set of deliveries as well. I would like to highlight some of the major logos we have served in this financial year. Hoko is one of the, the company which is into ice cream, and they have an eatery and they have a restaurant chains as well. Adani has been our prime customers for last many years. This year also they have been in our top customers. JM Financial Group also topping in the list of our top customers. Havemore, Zlearn, Astral, Star Health, MCX. So these are the top customers we have served, and Torrent Group, is also the one of the customers. These are the few customers list is what I wanted to show. We are always in the game of, reporting loopholes, reporting, the vulnerabilities. And yes, with the uh, introduction of a new product, I'm more excited to talk about that product in the, coming slides. We will be reporting not only the vulnerabilities, but we will be reporting the 0 days in the coming future as well. Just wanted to give you some key developments, what we have committed in the November call. We have incorporated our IFSC entity. We have incorporated our operations in the strategic locations, which is in Canada, to serve our North America customers, to make sure that we don't have much of a cost to be paid to people over there for doing the sales, and then delivery can happen, from here as well. Uh, the presentation uploaded on NSE was having some mistakes. We have corrected because it was done using AI. Currently, we stand at an order book or a renewal commitments which consist of. So if you have seen couple of orders we have uploaded in H2, which are multi-year orders, as well as we have regulatory customers, those who are with us for last 2 to 3 years, and we have the renewed contract which are standing at 43 crore rupees. So that's actually giving the good revenue visibility. We are working to make sure to onboard new customers. We are on the second month of the new financial year right now, to make sure that we want to take this particular order book to at least 80 crore rupees order book end of this quarter or end of this H1, to make sure that we achieve at least 75 to 80 crore rupees revenue by March 2027 as well. One of the major government empanel I wanted to talk about, we are one of the technically as well as commercially qualified with NIC, as well as we are one of the strategic partner with the state PSU CRISP, is what we have forged in this particular, the finance. Our standard execution approach we have discussed in the last, call. For any services that we are getting, the difference in the new operational excellence model is automation. Currently, whatsoever the scope we are getting, the scope collection happens with AI, to understanding the scope happens with AI, to triggering the scans, be it for VAPT or onboarding the customers, or getting our people know the right SOPs to follow for that particular customers, is happening through AI. So automation is playing a very, very, very important role. And this is one of the reasons we have cut down on our expenses this year. As I said, last year we were at 12 crore rupees of our employee benefit, or more than 12 crore rupees of our employee benefit expenses. This year, by April, we are already at 9 crore rupees. While we are going to spend our money, will not be more on the resources with respect to execution of the VAPT or execution of our services, but rather we would be spending more money on making sure that how do we take our GTM to all different territories? How do we take our sales to all different territories, use our own delivery engine and meet this SLAs which we are meeting in hours, in days, in hours, and give this customer delivery as well. So this is just, an industry overview, but let me tell you, with the introduction of Claude Mythos, with the introduction of the AI models, which are right now, you know, doing the hackings, doing the, finding out the vulnerabilities, the industry is going to grow at an exponential rate. While we have seen that the regulatories were coming up with their framework every single year, is now coming every single month. So every single month we are seeing change in the guidelines which are happening. Every single month, change in the the new introduction of the controls or the security, the compliances things that they need to update or they need to maintain. And every single day, the regulatories, not only in India but across the globe, are becoming stricter and stricter, and that is actually showcasing the growth of cybersecurity, that it is not, just the tick box or tick in the box compliance. It is a stricter compliance, to make sure that the customer will take this compliance very seriously, have their separate budgets for cybersecurity. And this is exactly what is, going to happen for the future. As I said last time, we were weak at the government projects. This year, we have recorded good amount of revenue for the government, but we have incorporated a dedicated vehicle for the government and dedicated vehicle for the private sector units with some of our strategic partners, to make sure that we would take this government entity to a next level as well. As on today, even on our last time when we had discussed in January and February, our order book, our sales pipeline in the government was standing at 100 plus crore rupees. Currently, also our sales pipeline is standing at 150 crore rupees, and we are hoping to materialize a lot of contract. We are already empaneled with major of the state PSUs, already empaneled with major of the national PSUs, also with recent, the empanelment which we have done with BSNL. And with this cyber AGI is definitely going to take our government business to a next level. So the commitment on the revenue, the promise on the forward looking, the revenue, what we are giving it to our investors, we are ensuring that that does not have a government much say, but if the government revenue comes, will be, topping our revenue to a next level as well. At the same point of time, we have already entered Dubai through one of the subsidiaries. The name is already approved in the month of May itself. So now we are entering in Dubai as well through the wholly owned subsidiaries as well. Dubai, the team is already recruited, the team is already working, and the team has already shown the revenue, from the Middle East, right? But yes, I have to accept also for last 2 to 3 months because of the global war effect there has been a little slowdown in terms of revenue from the Middle East, but now everything has settled down and expecting, revenue from Middle East as well. One of the object of our IPO is to create our global security operations center, and now we have named it as TechD SOC Global Capability Center. As in RHP, we have mentioned that we were, making it 33,000 square feet infrastructure, but we have changed it by December. We are making now 60,000 square feet, one of the largest infrastructure is what we are getting it in Ahmedabad. Give you some highlights of the work which have been executed in 6th of December. We have done our groundbreaking ceremony. By in the month of December, our the plinth level and our the excavations and everything was done. In January, the erection started. In February, the PB erection actually started. In March 2026, yes, we wanted to highlight that there is a delay in this particular project for 1.5 months. It was whole due to the global war effect because the building that we are making is a PEB and a civil building. And because of the shortage of the commercial gas availability in the vendor, who we have selected, there was a hold in the project for 1.5 months. We resumed the construction in April 2026. The PB erection for the 60,000 square feet is already completed. In June, we are hoping to complete the complete civil structure and a bad shell property. And from June to August, we are going to complete our interiors and everything. Let me tell you, in this financial year, we have already placed the orders for the interiors. We already placed the orders for the MEPF and other of the things as well. And we are hoping to start this by August end or hoping to start this by September, 2026. There are certain changes we have made in this particular thing. So this is going to be one of the largest infrastructure that any cybersecurity company in India owns, right? Which will have IT SOC, which is the IT operations, security operations center, OT, which is the operational technology for critical infrastructure. One of the first vehicle SOC is what we are making right now. And at the same point of time, now that we have a product, it's going to have a product development unit. Let me tell you, it will have our own incubation, the private incubation and a private accelerator, so that our talent generation engine producing a lot of engineers. And if somebody wanted to develop the product for TechD, TechD would support them and would take our company to, introduction of new products through that incubation of those particular products as well. The experience zone, let me tell you, gentlemen, we have got approvals from many of the OEMs. At the same point of time, we are creating now IT, OT SOC, and even AI Experience Center. There are a couple of OEMs who have uh, given the commitment to make this experience center one of the fantastic or one of its first kind or one of its state-of-the-art experience center in the coming time as well. Right. So our strategy is going to remain very simple. Post this particular, August, we'll be bringing the customers to showcase the live innovations, live simulations, to make sure that the customer would have a right feeling of how my 0 days are being discovered, how my SOC is being operational, how this technology is going to fulfill my requirement in my company. And we are going to be the fourth experience center in India. There are three companies or three big fours, or some big companies are having experience center. We are going to be the fourth experience center which any company would have. And this experience center is going to be the largest among all these four experience center, in India as well. So this is going to be a marketing vehicle for TechD to come, for next years as well. We have been always told that we are a service company, although we are MSSP, managed security service provider, and but we don't have products, and products are going to take us to a next level as well. But as on our first con call, as we committed, there are certain proprietary products is what we are getting. There are certain tech transfers are already in the planning, and there are certain of the white labeling of the product or strategic alliance is what we are doing. So we are formally announcing that the products are already launched as on 21st of May. That is TechD one platform. So what we've observed across the all uh, the cybersecurity, the products, that most of the products are in working in silos, and the biggest problem is that each and every CISOs are using on an average 30 to 40 products. Now, with the innovation of AI, what is happening, that every single product is coming up with their own AI. Somebody is coming up with their XAI, somebody is coming up with their YAI, somebody is coming up with their ZAI. While we're talking to all the CISOs are always having a problem that I do not, or I'm not able to see the unified view of what's what exactly is happening in across my all vertical, be it compliance, be it cybersecurity, or be it my privacy. Keeping that in mind, we have decided to launch this unified platform with 7 modules in the initial thing, which are already planned. In the phase one, 4 modules are already launched, and we are doing the formal road shows from the 1st of June to 7th of June across the different cities in India as well, in different events and different closed door meetings with a lot of CISOs as well. So what we are doing is that we have the first product, which is Dark Vector AI. It is a digital risk protection. Today, if you think that your password is not available somewhere on a dark web or a deep web, or your brand data is not available, then that's complete misconception. So this product is an AI native product. It is going to gather the data from 200 different sources. There are crawlers who are going to collect that particular data, will enrich that data using AI, will make sure to remove that false positives using AI, and would give a complete brand protection, dark web, deep web monitoring, anti-phishing, anti-rug, would identify the fake pages registered in the company's name, in the executive's name. It would also automatically scan social media for your fake pages, your executive's fake pages, the promoter's fake pages, give who are talking negative about your company, on social media, give the complete brand risk score. And yes, with AI is going to make sure that they actually happen to, ask AI to get certain of the data. They happen to, train AI to make sure that with the data which are coming, they can able to predict what's going to be the risk score to the organization and their vendors as well. So it is not only going to identify your data's exposure on dark web, deep web, and a surface web, but it is also going to identify your third-party vendors' data also and give you a complete score as well. Human Trust AI, human risk management product, because uh, till now the humans were attacking, the humans, or the hackers were attacking humans in the organization, and human is one of the weakest link in the cybersecurity. But now with the inception of AI, and AI is now maturing, the AI is attacking humans also. So we need to have systems where the AI generate a lot of scenarios, the AI attacks the human and identify whether the human is secured in the organization or not. So this product is going to have a multi-channel human risk, management modules. When I say multi-channel, that means I can send an email, or AI is going to generate that if Khilesh is working in the finance department. So if I want to trap Khilesh, I need to send a Khilesh an email, which is a phishing email, which Khilesh is going to open and Khilesh is going to respond, because Khilesh is not going to respond to any HR related emails or any other related email. So Khilesh will get an email, AI generated scenarios, for us, and it will generate an email to Khilesh saying that Khilesh, I'm from XYZ vendor, and I would like you to just, release this particular invoice. To make Khilesh understand or make Khilesh believe that it is coming from a vendor, the another channels which are there in the human trust AI, it is SMS. So Khilesh will get an SMS also from that vendor stating that it's known as smishing. That Khilesh, I sent you an invoice. Can you please clear that invoice? If Khilesh is not going to clear that invoice, the AI will make a call and tell Khilesh, hey, Khilesh, I'm actually Hitesh calling from XYZ vendor. I would like you to look into that invoice which I have sent, right? And it can actually talk in around 7 different languages. So currently, even the templates in SMS, or the templates in phishing or smishing or wishing, or ransomware simulations are happening in 7 different languages, which we are going to take it to around 25 different languages as well. So it's an AI generated, or AI native human risk management product is what we are going to do. These two products, from the 1st of June, we already started gathering inquiries. We already started making partners for this. And now we are formally launching our channel partner programs for this particular thing. We are appointing our distribution, ecosystems for this particular product in the 1st of June or the first week of June, that all things will be ready. And this will be first going as an upsell, cross sell to our customers. So our existing customers are already consuming some of our products. We have sold certain of our products along with the services of different of the OEMs. We are ensuring that to replace those OEM product with our product. But yes, as TechD is, two particular, the thing which TechD is very famous for, and that is something known as, one is a cost, and second is a speed, and third is a quality. The quality is what we are going to commit with this product. Differentiation is what we are going to showcase using this product. But yes, the cost is the one factor which is going to make sure to trouble the other OEMs and make sure that we penetrate the market, very fast in this particular thing. OT Shield. So OT Shield is one of the product which will do active and passive discovery of the plant, the operational infrastructure, and it will gather what is the visibility of the number of automation systems in the power plant or in the water treatment plant or in any of the automation or SCADA systems. And we are gathering data from 700 different vendors. And what AI would actually do is AI would make sure that those particular data will give a complete risk score to the customer, enrich that data, find or take that customer to the whole life cycle of from discovery to a patching, as well. And trust me, this is happening in minutes. And this is, so the customer in the power plant just need to install a one single agent of ours in that power plant. And when that single agent is discovered, it is a unidirectional because nobody gives us the internet access in the power plant, right? It gathers the data, send it to us, and then the organization gets a complete visibility on how many SCADA systems, automation systems, how many systems are in. And from starting from discovery of the vulnerability to the patching as well, this particular OT Shield is going to play a very important role. And the another product which I'm talking very high about and which I would like to talk very high about is a provenance AI. Now, everybody must be knowing that many of the major, the AI, the companies, be it OpenAI or be it Claude, they say that in next another 1 year or next another 2 years, the softwares are going to be coded by AI. The softwares are going to be made by AI. Now, that's already started happening. Now, when this started happening, right, the biggest problem that is happening is a software supply chain security. Second, you must have heard our, below finance minister as well as, our home ministry has taken a note of the foreign companies are not giving the access to the foreign models to us, which are made for the offensive securities. All the companies they have selected for those models are the companies based out of, the other countries, but they have not given access to either Claude Mythos or any other model to any of the Indian companies. The second thing is the softwares are now, so initially the humans are finding the vulnerabilities into the softwares. The humans are finding the 0 days in the softwares, and the complete cybersecurity is changing now because the models are now finding the vulnerabilities into it. So Provenance AI is the scanning engine. Number one feature of the Provenance AI is a 0 day scanning. I'm sure every one of you, although not from a cybersecurity background, must be now hearing a lot about 0 days, 0 days, 0 days, Claude Mythos, and Claude Mythos. The reason Claude Mythos become too famous because it is finding 0 days in the systems in minutes, which were taking years and years, which were taking so many years to find that 0 days. It is now finding in minutes. It is chaining those 0 days and hacking the software very easily on that. And that's what the Provenance AI is going to do. Also, let me clarify that this model, because the other biggest problem that we have made the scan engine, we are looking out for some the foreign models to make sure that to integrate with us and we give the software supply chain security platform. But again, the problem while I talk to a lot of regulators, They say that the biggest problem is going to be if you do not have the models which are made in India, if you do not have a models which are hosted in India, it is very difficult that the regulators would give the software code and make the scanning possible. So we have forged a very exclusive association to use one of the company's models, Safeguard, and these models are Griffin, Eagle, and Lion. These are the three AI models which are going to be hosted very well in India. These are all make in India models, right? And the person who had developed that particular model was a part of, one of the largest, AI companies as well. In this association, we are going to make sure that the scan engine scan those 0 days, but these models are going to give us support in order to find out 0 days faster. And it's a complete supply chain security platform which would find out problems in the dependencies in the software, go 100 level deep down, and take you to the complete life cycle of security of that particular software as well. So there is a very high hope. And just to let you know, our investors, while we have launched this product in last month, but yes, yesterday only our finance minister has announced, and the IRDA and SEBI has announced, it is a compulsion for every SEBI regulated entity or IRDA regulated entity to go ahead with the enterprise software supply chain security platforms and perform an audit, which is the AI based audit on your software and not a normal scanning using SST or DST, which other vendors are providing. And with Make in India is now being widely accepted across all the regulators. I'm sure we have fixed certain meetings. We are now going to regulators, talking to regulators and telling them not to give us a business but do a POC. So in the coming time you'll see certain of the 0 days which are being discovered, right? It's TechD one which is going to be behind that particular 0 days as well, right? In the phase two, we are launching models because we are creating one of the largest security operation center in India. In H2, you must have seen there is a cost for delivering the services. Then the highest cost is now going with the SOC vendors, which are the SIM SOAR vendors, which we have discussed or disclosed in our last con call as well. But we wanted to decrease that dependency by creating our own SIM, our own SOC, our own agentic SOC product. And SecOps is going to be launched in the next second quarter of this particular, financial year, and will be getting the revenue in the third financial year. But initially, as I said, I'm launching all these modules which we can cross sell upsell to our existing customers, number one. Also at the same point of time, we make sure that we are launching the modules which are a regulatory requirement also. And that's what the sixth module is, the privacy ops AI. It's an end-to-end privacy ops platform which will have data security posture management, classification of the data, consent management as per the DPDP regulations, and take the complete customer to a journey of solving this myth of DPDP and complying with DPDP as well. But yes, AI is playing a role of collecting evidence, analyzing evidence, automating, collecting data from all different tools, telling the customers of what is the risk, and everything is going to be there. Identity Guard is a very interesting product because today human is an identity in the organizations. But yes, after 5 years, you will see that there are only 5 humans are working in one of the company, but there are 100 agents who are working in that particular company. But when you say that these agents are working, every single agent is connected with API. Every single agent has an identity, and that machine identity will have certain passwords, certain keys. And yes, if a hacker would like to hack that organization and disrupt that complete organization, he will target first the machine identity. And this is going to be the machine identity or a non-human identity detection to remediation platform is what we are getting right now. At the same point of time, with the help of one of our independent director, Mr. Mukesh Jain, he is the Global Chief Technical and Innovation Officer of Capgemini. We started another track and started recruiting, a lot of people in our another track, that is cybersecurity for AI. Because if we think that AI is secure, that's one of the biggest myth. So right now we are, doing a lot of R&D on LLM security scanning, so model security scanning, to AI protections, to AI, red teaming, and the VAPT and ISO 42001, which is the advisory services all in around AI as well. Coming back to our product go-to-market strategy is going to be simple. 20% of the business will come directly through the customers to us, which will be cross-sell and upsell to our existing customers. But yes, we are in a process of building our distribution network, because we always feel that if our 20 people in the sales across India and 5 to 7 people across, different places in the globe will not be able to sell it to, or will not be able to pitch it to 1,000 customers in the, short span of time. If we want to do that, we have to create that channel partner ecosystem, and we have to ensure that this channel partner ecosystem will give us the right amount of business so that we also grow and our partner also grow, right? The distribution systems or distribution partners are already finalized. We'll be soon announcing that as well, once the conditions are, been satisfied and mutually agreed at both the levels, so that we have an access to their 500 to 800 partners across India in a short span of time as well. So the revenue, 80% of revenue will come from distributors and channel partners, and 20% through our direct enterprise delivery through upsell and cross-sell opportunity with our existing customer base as well, right? One thing that you need to understand, we are going to win it on two parameters. And trust me, we are going to disrupt the complete cybersecurity ecosystem, because what I believe with the inception of AI and the innovation of AI, the only people who are going to sustain, number one, the speed of delivery will increase, right? If you do that in hours, you have a win across all the players. And second, if you have a right cost which you give, you can actually win. And when you have a unified platform, that you go with a complete buffet dinner to a customer, right? If he doesn't want one, he can definitely take the other modules as well. So we are not going to go empty handed from any of our customers with this 7 modules, and then other modules are going to come in the future as well. So this is exactly, is what we are doing it. Let me tell you, we have raised certain of our pre-IPO funds. We have utilized that, but still our IPO funds are not yet utilized. We have a plan to utilize that particular IPO fund this particular financial year, but most of the funds would be utilized to make sure on the product development, number one. Number two would be on getting the resources for the product development. Number three would be, expanding our, GTM strategies across different of the territories, and ensuring that the rest of the other funds would be utilized for one GSOC, and the other would be on the getting the marketing development activities for us as well. Just wanted to tell you, we are one of the fastest growing companies in India, from our own Bharat. 43 crore rupees of the pipeline, which is already available and already built. That gives us this thing. Be it our services or be it a product, we are having a recurring revenue models, right? And currently we are few of our POs, few of our orders, uploaded in H2. If you have seen that, they are not 3 years order. We are signing 5 years long orders with many of our customers as well. Then the global expansion strategies to our subsidiaries, which are already in the place right now. Long-term and long-standing relationships is making us different, than the other peers as well. Right. At the same point of time, we make sure that we have a diversified customer base. So we focus obviously more on regulatory customers, but at the same point of time, we have enterprise customers, and yes, we have the revenues coming from our education vertical as well. And now with AI powered security folio, I'm sure will take us to the next level as well. Some of the projects which we have executed in H2 is the engagement, which we have done with the Fortune, the 500 as a multi-year enterprise cybersecurity product, along with services, selling were around 9 crore rupees for 3 years. We already built for 1 year. The next 2 years had to be built for this and next year as well. So it's the one single largest order that TechD has received in H2 for 3 years as well. Right. There's another interesting project is to make sure that, this all, thing which I'm telling right now are going with product along with our own services, and it's a multi-year contract is what we are having. We onboarded one of the largest, the NBFCs, as I discussed in the last con call. And right now, I'm happy to share that there are 40 regulatory entities are already right now on our, managed security operations center, taking our SOC customer base to 160 customers as of now as well. And yes, with agentic SOC and agentic product is what we are getting. This facility, GSOC is what we are getting. We are aiming to onboard at least 2,000 customers in next another 2 to 3 years of the time as well on our security operation center. Right. So these are some of the larger customers, some of the awards is what we have got. This is our P&L statements. is what we have disclosed and approved by the board and with the auditors unmodified, the opinion as well. I'm sure everybody would have looked at our the financials as well. And this is our bank, the balance sheet, which actually, they looks at. Uh, Coming back to our next chapter of growth, so FY27 represent the defining phase and a changing phase in this changing era, and that would uh, completely change how TechD will work, for the years to come, right? And it is a defining phase on TechD's, evaluation. We are scaling from services, training-led business to an AI native cybersecurity platform company. With TechD One is now operational, we'll get strong tractions across our customers and through our channel partners and distributions, which are to be appointed shortly. We are hoping that this platform adoption, our international expansion, and yes, there are certain M&A strategic opportunities in India, Australia are almost in the finalization phase. Will definitely strengthen our market presence and will take into the league of the cybersecurity companies for this year, which are having a revenue of organic and inorganic, both growth going above 100 crore as well. So with all these things, I said our revenue is this year is looking like 75 to 80 crore rupees driven by the organic growth. And as I said, the talks are in the final phase. If the successful integrations of those proposed acquisitions or the planned acquisitions happens, we believe that this company will reach 100 crore this year for sure, creating the strong foundation for the long-term stability growth and our 2030 vision as well. So with this, I would like to say thank you everyone who have joined. Thank you for supporting us, trusting us, and believing in us, and keeping this particular floor open for the Q&A, and giving mic to Khushi to take this forward for the next 1 hour as well. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a detailed discussion. We'll now begin Q&A session. Participants who wants to ask question may raise their hand. So we'll take the first question from Mr. Neerav.
Yeah, please. I believe you'll be able to unmute him. Can you?
Yes, I did, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, Sunny sir.
Uh, yes, Mr. Nirav.
Actually, sir, I don't have any question, but I would like to say we proud for you the way you are building the TechD company, and I'm really proud of you, sir.
Thank you, Nirav ji. Yeah.
Participants who wants to ask question may raise their hand. So we'll take the next question from Monil.
Hello. Hi, Sunny. I just wanted to ask one question. What would be our recurring revenue, which is also asked in the chat? And on the second part, if on the inorganic acquisition, how much will be the recurring revenue from there?
Absolutely. So I cannot name the companies because we are in a final stage of finalizing the. I'll take the
That's
second
fine.
question
That's fine. I
first.
just need the
Yeah.
number. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I'll take the second question first. So that's on the inorganic growth. So we are right now talking to two of the companies. Uh, Number one company is exactly in the same space, an MSSP based out of Australia region and catering to ANZ regions. And that is having a revenue of, because they follow June to June financial year. As on 31st of March, they were having a revenue of $3.1 million. And by June, they have a revenue of $3.8 million, which is an Australian dollar, is going to be there. So if this company would integrate, with us, the company is right now the company of only 10, 15 people getting work done through contractors in India. But the best part of this company is still they're able to achieve 25% of the net profit margins on that. I'm hoping that once this company would integrate and with the plans of taking this company's future projected revenue to $4 to $4.5 million in next another in this particular financial year, if the proposed acquisition closes in this coming month, which is in month of June, uh, we are able to consolidate at least that revenue of 9 months of $4.5 million in our books of accounts for this particular proposed acquisition as well. But yes, TechD is known for operational excellence of getting the resources, because we are a talent generation engine and we get resources from our own thing. So the primary condition is with this company is to make sure that TechD would act as a sole delivery engine for that company. And if that is done, I'm sure we'll take these margins to a next level as well. The second acquisition is an SI
Sir,
company, but they want. Yeah, please.
I did not, so I think you missed my question. My question was how, if at all that goes to, how much is the recurring revenue from the Australian
Okay.
company, not the total revenue?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So all these companies are in the MSSP space. So the company that I said is in the MSSP space. They're exactly doing the same thing as what we are doing. So as I said, the recurring revenue or the recurring thing will be close to 3 million Australian dollar will consolidate into our books of revenue if we do the inorganic growth, right? Coming to TechD's organic growth, that 43 crore rupees order book is what we have discussed right now, or what we have said right now. These are all our recurring revenue, are committed renewals, and the orders which are already on our hand for last many years, which we are executing. And with this year also, we are going to execute for that as well. So recurring revenue, if you ask me for TechD right now, the order book is of 43 crore. If we take this company, let's say TechD would be at the same stage, definitely it is not going to happen. Then around 30 crore will come from that company as well, right? And the TechD is also projecting to grow at 60 to 70% of the growth this particular financial year, which is with 75 to 80 crore organic, and then 30 crore will be non-organic. The second acquisition, which is
So
now,
the
yeah,
amount you said, sorry, 80 crore is including, this is just TechD organic, and then 30
no, no,
from
no,
the
no, no, no,
others.
no, 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 no. You didn't hear me right. मैंने बोला अभी as on
43
this
you
date
said,
40
हाँ,
43 हमारा
हैट में
order book
43
है.
करोड़ का ऑर्डर है, वो रेकरिंग है, बट
Exactly.
आपने जो प्रोजेक्शन 80 का दिया उसमें आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया मतलब इनऑर्गेनिक भी गिन रहे हो, सब गिन के बता रहे हो?
Not really. No, no, no. So let me tell you, 43 के हमारे orders अभी हमारे हाथ में है. Right? So we are definitely going to achieve 43 as on this date. We are sitting on a second month. I think you didn't hear me in the presentation time. We are sitting on the second month of this financial year right now, which is in the month of May right now. We still have a year to go. We are a H2 heavy business. I already said in a couple of last calls as well. So we are projecting to grow TechD at minimum 50 to 60% of the growth than our current growth. So that means our organic would go at 75 to 80 crore rupees. If we do an inorganic growth of TechD, then the another 30 crore rupees would be added from that particular company, right? So this is a one Australian acquisition I talked about. Right now, we are in final stages of two companies acquisitions. The second company is an SI company. It's a system integration company, but wanted to diversify themselves from system integration to MSSP. But I would not like to much, focus or much tell you about that company, because the thing is that if this company comes, they have the, the top line of more than 200 crore rupees, but obviously their EBITDA is low, right? Is a very traditional company, have been working in the space for almost like 25 years, started as an IT, then digital transformation, and then cybersecurity company. If that deal materializes, then TechD would be at a next level. But I would not like to touch upon that. Would like to only focus on this Australian one, which is an inorganic, and the TechD's organic growth of 75 to 80 crore.
Yeah, that is
Does
helpful.
that
Thank
answer
you.
your question?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, yeah. Thank you. So Raj has the same question. What is the current recurring revenue? Yeah. So Raj, I think we already given the answer to that question, right? TechD has not made any SLM, or TechD has not made any of the LLMs. As I said, we have forged the exclusive alliance with Safeguard. the safeguard has created their own LLMs, which are the Eagle, Lion, and Griffin, which I talked about. And we are actually going to integrate that with the provenance and the models on that. So it's going to be the sovereign models, make in India model integration with particular TechD, right? So be it you do any model integrations or any product integration, it would be a foreign product or foreign API integration. The difference over here is going to be we have the models which are sovereign, hosted in India, made by Indians, and made with the Indian companies as well, right? So that's the difference is what we are getting here. Yeah, I think.
We will take
Yeah,
the
Kush, you
next
can take the
question.
next.
Yes, from Girish Sod.
I believe you need to unmute him.
Sir, I did unmute him. I guess he lowered his hand. We'll take the another question. Uh, yes, from Girish sir only, yes. Girish sir, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Hello, do you hear me, sir?
I am not able to see other questions.
No, so we do have just a second. I did unmute him along. Girish, you can ask your question. We'll take the next question from Vioni.
I believe. Okay. Yeah, please. Mhm. I think meanwhile we are taking the another questions which are in the chat itself. What is IPO utilization and the current state of investment? So I think IPO utilization certificate is already uploaded on 22nd of month, and our monitoring report also has been uploaded on for the last financial year. The current utilization, if you ask me, we have only utilized the IPO related expenses amount, that is 2.72. The human resources is 26 lakh. And then the GCP, which is general corporate purpose, is the 60 lakh rupees is utilized. 35.78 is still remaining to be utilized, and that will be utilized in this particular financial year. And maybe the unutilized amount will be carried forwarded to the next financial year. And as I said, we are going to make a lot of investments into the taking our products, also looking out for certain of the startups for tech transfers to integrate with our TechD one platform, strategic M&A, and at the same point of time, the GTM professionals or the marketing professionals across different of the territories as well, right? What is the university revenue and expected from? So in H2, or anyone and after H2, we have signed a couple of MOUs. But yes, one MOU I wanted to talk about, which is the national skill development partner. We are the only one national skill development partner with BSNL. And then this particular partnership will enable us to go to different of the PSUs and make sure that any requirement with respect to government departments, AI training or cybersecurity trainings in any of the government department or PSUs or any of the the public sector banks and all, that can be directly catered through these BSNL partnerships. So BSNL will be a billing partner, and we are going to be their the back end execution partner. TechD will take a share of 70% from this particular training, and BSNL will take a 30% of this particular share. I cannot comment how much revenue will come from this partnership because we have signed up an MOU and we started generating a lot of inquiries from PSUs, and BSNL started catering to a lot of inquiries. But yes, the university revenue is still going to stand at same. This year it will decrease in terms of percentage, but increase in terms of revenue. So every year we have around 12 to 15% coming from universities. Right now, it is going to be 10% going to come from university. And yes, with our own campus is now coming up, we'll have a training revenue from our own campus also. So it'll be, if we achieve 75 to 80, it will be 77.5 to 8 crore will come from the training vertical. Yeah.
I'll read
Uh,
out the next
okay.
question.
So next question, I think Girish has already asked the question. What is the typical, ticket size of the customer? So, see, Girish ji, we are serving three set of customers. One is a very high ticket size of the customers. The major customers logo, which I have said, they are our top customers. Their revenue ticket size range from 30 lakh minimum. It can go up to 3 crore as well. Right. So that's a large ticket size of the customer, the large customer. We are serving a regulatory body customers. They get a complete package from us, and that ticket size ranges from 10 lakh to 50 lakh rupees as well. And then we have a smaller ticket size of the customers where we are doing one-time audit or one-time assessments or one-time things, or they don't have that much of budget as well. Like SEBI regulated stock brokers or SEBI regulated AIF or SEBI regulated, the other customers, their ticket size goes from 2 lakh to 10 lakh rupees of, that as well, right? I think expected revenue we have answered many a time. So that's already being answered. What is a
Next question.
percentage of the product and what is the percentage of the total percentage?
It's annual services.
Acha,
Bifurcation of services and
product
fees.
based. Okay, product based and this thing. So we have launched the product on 21st of May. We are going to start getting tractions in the next quarter for sure for the current phase one product. But this year we are expecting at least 15% to 20% coming from product and rest of the coming from services. Reason behind it, because it's a product and it will be going first as a cross-sell upsell. Once the channel partner distribution ecosystem will mature and our GTM, professionals and different territories would be in that. I mean, uh, uh, would be able to get certain logos from there as well. This will go into different territories as well. Till now we have 35 crore is still unutilized fund. Yeah. Mhm.
So the next question we have is to increase our product sales. Are you assuming any cost to onboard a customer? Secondly, price. Since this is a cybersecurity product, customer can ask for POC. So what will be the cost to company for, let's say, 1 year POC?
See, I'll tell you, I mean, I may not be able to give you consolidated what exactly going to be the 1 year POC cost, but yes, you are absolutely right. For product, we have already, hired pre-sales guys. We have already hired guys who are going to manage the channel sales. We are in process of increasing that particular team members as well. So that's one cost is going to be, those human costs. For second cost is going to be definitely our the infra cost is going to be there, because no matter you do POC, the infra is going to be used. We are very much in India hosted, and then ensuring that if the product get traction outside India, we'll be hosting products outside India as well, right? So I would say that if we are earning 100 rupees, let's say from dark vector, AI, or let's say human trust AI, let's say 100 rupees is what we are earning. The 10 to 15 rupees will be going as the cost to that particular customer for POC, or maybe for onboarding that customer or serving that customer. Rather, I would say that. So the gross margin would still become 85% on that particular product. Then the infra cost is going to come. Then the other cost is going to come, because there's a huge model cost. There is a API cost that also comes into a picture. And yes, there's a channel partner margin. There is a distribution margin that we need to take care of. So we are hoping to at least save 40 to 50% of the net profit margins on the product. If we are earning 100 rupees, we'll be saving at least 50 rupees on that. Yeah.
So Girish sir, as a follow-up question, I was looking at project-based and annual services bifurcation.
Okay. I believe the question I would little frame it. In a different way, maybe it's not a project based, but it is I would say that the vertical based is what he's asking for. Let me tell you our last year. So till now in these services, we were in VAPT, SOC, managed services, and the compliance services. This year we have seen a substantial, the increased in our, the managed services, the revenue, which is a recurring revenue. Second, we have, although AI is coming into picture, but the roles are elevated now, right now. So it doesn't mean that the staff augmentation or a specialized services are going away. We are still, a company in India which are giving a lot revenue or getting a lot revenue from the staff augmentation as well. So that is also substantially increased. VAPT and, the compliance is now combining, coming at 40%, but rest of the 60% is the MSSP and recurring revenue and staff augmentation and specialized services revenue on that. Yeah.
So the next question is the deadline for data protection is May 2024 and what after deadline?
See I mean, we are on an open forum right now, so I cannot question on the, the judiciary or anything, right? So the deadline is already crossed, but trust me on this part, not even a single percent of the customers, because the moment in India the penalty does not get imposed to at least one of the customer, none of the customers are going to run away to get their even DPDP assessment itself, right? So things are pretty slow, although the deadlines is already passed right now. We are hoping that government maybe audit some of the larger organization and get at least one news that the penalties which are written in the DPDP would be imposed on the people, and I'm sure we have a win, for the DPDP and other privacy operations customers as well. But currently, if you ask me, being very candid, people have not taken that DPDP that seriously because the penalties are not yet started imposing on the people, right? Although the deadline is over. Yeah.
Okay, sir. We'll take the next question from Vione, who has raised the hand. You can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Good evening, sir.
Yes. Good evening. Yeah.
Yeah, sir, it was a nice briefing about your company, and thank you so much for explaining all about your company. My first question is that our order book is 50 crores, right?
So 43
And from
crores, sir.
43 crores, and from which how much you think or you hopes we can execute in H127 approximately,
Uh,
roughly, or how much
Sir, I would say
percentage?
that, see, there are very, very good questions. So I would always say that our training revenues are always coming post July, because the training revenues are going from academic year to academic year. It does not fall into the financial year. We have made certain changes in that. Second, many of our MSSP contracts till last year, it were renewing in month of August and September. Right now, we are trying with many of
Yeah.
our customers to normalize that and make sure that the customer gives us a contract from April to April, but we are still not successful in that. So out of 43 crore rupees order book, I would say that in this H1, we would be able to, at least execute 60-70% of that. This is an existing order book. Again, I'm repeating, right? We will have a lot of revenues coming in the new orders which are in the pipeline as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and my second question actually, in H2 FY26, our PAT margin was 33%. Sorry, in H1 2026, and in
Hmm.
H2 it was I think that over 20%. Could you please brief what is the real reason for this reduction in this
See,
PAT margin?
yeah, absolutely. So I think this question was asked in many of the con calls before as well, right? And if you look at our company's historical data for last almost 3 to 5 years, right, we have consistently said that we are an H2 heavy business because of one is the training revenue comes in H2. That's number one. There are certain larger contracts which I just discussed right now are getting renewed in the month of August as well, right? Right now we are trying to normalize that by asking customers that if you're giving us a contract in the August, you better give us a contract from August to March and then give a new contract for another 12. So, ideally you should release a contract for 18 months for us. So that becomes normalized. I mean, we are able to normalize all that particular quarters, right? We are, I would say that 50% successful in that, convincing our customers to do so. But this rest of the 50% are still following all those enterprise customers that हम लोग तभी करेंगे when the contracts are getting renewed on that part, right? Second is our highest cost in terms of delivering trainings, highest cost in terms of, the cyber exercises or the training, or the OEM billings and everything comes in H2. So historically, agar aap dekhoge, so historically it is the same, right? But one thing I wanted to say that we have improvised on the margin. So if you compare our last year H2 and if you compare our this year's H2, the margins are completely, changed, right? So last year we were only at 26% of EBITDA margins, and this year we are almost at 32% of EBITDA margins on that part. But yes, one thing I wanted to assure you that in this year we are trying our best to normalize all these quarters. We are also, thinking to release our results quarterly as well, so that all our investors get a complete visibilities on this quarter as well. But yeah, from next year we are definitely going to normalize the things, right? Again, one another thing this year, we have launched the product. We will be start doing road shows and GTMs and everything in the month of June, right? Let's say even if we do a cross sell and upsell, those revenues for year will come in the this quarter and may come in the next quarter as well. So ultimately, this year also H2 is going to be pretty high on that part. But again, wanted to assure you on that part, we are improvising our margins on year if you compare H2 to H2, H2 to H1 as well, and we'll be moving forward. Keep the same momentum. With respect to H1 and H2 as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And sir, in your briefing, you have just told you have a plan to acquire two companies. So
Yeah.
you just told me the annual revenues of that companies. That is 3 million Australian dollar, 3 million, right? Or 3 lakh.
It's 3 million is 30 lakh Australian dollars.
Yeah, 3 million. Yeah, that means 3 million Australian dollar for one company. And how much the turnover of the other company last year? Or
so the other company turnover is too big. As I said, I would not like to touch and focus more on that, although in the finalization stage, because that company revenue is more than 200 crore. Yeah. But their EBITDA margins are pretty low. We are in a final stages of discussion to make sure that they would cut down or they would stop the business, which they are not getting the much of the margins and the profit from, and they would only and only focus on the MSSP services and own products, because they are into digital transformation, hardware and other businesses as well. Services is contributing only 30%, not 30, 20% of the revenue, 80% is coming from resell on that. Reason I'm more interested in that company, one would be obviously they wanted to diversify from product or SI to services. Number one, we have our own product, we have our own delivery engine. And while you have been running company for last many years, right? When I say last many years, that means 25 years, right? Many a times the promoter is connected with a lot of the employees, right? And when they are connected with employees have been working for 25 years. You never ever question a person that, okay, fine, this salary is actually too much and I can able to get a guy, at a much, much, much lower salary, you can even do this particular task also. With acquisitions, with a lot of changes and a lot of, things we will do. If this materializes, I'm sure that TechD will take even the second company to a good EBITDA and profit margins as well, right? We are interested because they have customers. We are interested because they have a brand, and we are interested because the owner wanted to exit, right? So, and we are interested because the new CEO wanted to make sure to diversify from SI to services business as well, right?
yeah, and sir, my last question is this: in S2 2026, we have got a total revenue of 35 crores, and as I know, we are giving OEM products, and we have giving training and service to our customers. So, could you please tell me how much is the product charges? How much is the service or training charges in S2 2026?
So, sir, that's what I'm trying to say, right? If you ask me, I have a current total yearly figure. So yearly figure is almost 15% is coming from training vertical. So if you ask our total revenue, right, which is of 51.8, and there's another income. So that's out of 51.8, the complete training is almost like 15% of the revenue is coming from the training vertical as well. Coming back to the OEM charges have exponentially gone high as well. Reason behind it, because there are customers who have procured the products. They have customers who have procured the services as well, but the services billing is 80 lakh rupees and the product billing is almost like 2.5 crore rupees as well. In H2, it was standing at almost 8 crore rupees is what we have paid to OEMs.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. 8 crore we have paid to OEMs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So we are taking margin from the customers on these OEM products, or we are giving
We
the products to the
are,
customers and
see, we are taking margins from this particular, I mean, from the customers on this OEMs as well, but much of the margins are not in the products. The more margins are going to be more on the services. So we make more margins on the services than the products on that. But as I said, I'm not able to pronounce her name, Vion, right? So Vion, this year we are trying to ensure that to cut down, I'm not saying we'll cut down almost all dependencies on the OEMs, but yes, we have taken a lot of steps. We have taken a lot of steps on making sure that the OEM product, which are based out of US, right? Ask them to do an Indian billing, number one, because the dollar is going crazily high. So there are, orders that we were having in H2 where we have taken the order from the customer 3 years back and the dollar price was 85. And now we are paying to the OEM when the dollar is 96 rupees. Right. So
yes,
number
right.
one is we will only work with Indian pricing model so that no matter whether the dollar goes to 100 rupees or 110 rupees, our price still remains at the same particular cost. Number one. But also we are trying to ensure to pitch our product. We are trying to ensure to make them use our product so that lower dependency comes on the OEM. Let's say in SOC, we have now diversified, not depending on the one larger OEM we were working with or two OEMs we are working with. We introduced two more OEMs, but the cost we are reducing almost one third of whatever we were paying to the last OEM. So this all changes that we have got. Second is, across the organizations, we have implemented Claude. Across the organization, we have implemented a lot of automation workflows. And that's the reason I said we have cut down our complete cost from 12 crore rupees to 9 crore rupees as well. Yes, we had to do some hard calls of laying off people as well, but yes, company is not going to suffer because of that.
Yeah. And sir, we will have some any foreign exchange fluctuation losses in last year, last 6 months or currently?
Yeah, we have foreign fluctuation in means right now we have gained a little bit from the last year because this year dollars rate is at very high rate. So yeah, we get a little bit of foreign fluctuation income this year.
That means we got gain due to foreign fluctuation, right? Not loss.
Yes. You can say that we had gain, and that is a part of the other income, and you can say that it's almost a 22 to 22 lakhs.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, sir. So we'll take the next question, which is in the chat box. आप repeatedly AI native cybersecurity platform की बात कर रहे हैं. मेरा सवाल ये है, global players जैसे CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, Microsoft and Fortinet already AI led security पे aggressively काम कर रहे हैं. ऐसे में TechD का long term differentiation और moat क्या है? और आप next
Interesting.
2-3
I think that's a very interesting question. So I think the OEM which we are, I think Hindi mein hai.
Yeah, take second question also. This is also
Okay, I think global players CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, Fortinet जैसे already है. TechD का long term mood क्या होगा और आपका 2-3 years में services led company से revenue model का measurable transaction expect कर रहे हैं. Okay, so I believe I should answer in Hindi, right? So Mr. Pradeep, एक तो सबसे पहले है कि yes, this OEMs have been in the business for many years, right? So TechD will compete in the coming years with this particular OEM, but for us, for now to make sure that the products are launched now in the productions, roadshows are planned, we need to start converting the customers to the recurring revenue on the SaaS customers. The only way the TechD will succeed, या तो TechD succeed तभी होगा जब हम दो चीज कर पाएंगे. एक तो सबसे पहले हम कॉस्ट पे वर्कआउट कर पाएंगे और वो हमारा सबसे पहला मोटिव है. सेकंड है कि जहां पे हमारा स्पीड एग्जीक्यूशन होगा. स्पीड एग्जीक्यूशन क्यों कर पाते हैं? बिकॉज अगर कोई क्राउडस्ट्राइक लेगा या अगर पालो अल्टो लेता है तो हम बोलते हैं कि भैया ये प्रोडक्ट को इम्प्लीमेंट करने में आपका इतना टाइम होगा. बट अगर हमारी प्रोडक्ट है उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करने में, या तो हमारी जो चैनल पार्टनर इकोसिस्टम को जो एनेबल करने वाले, हमारा इन हाउस टैलेंट को एनेबल करने वाले, हमारा ग्लोबल कैपेबिलिटी सेंटर जो इतना बड़ा बन रहा है, उससे हम एक कस्टमर का कॉन्फिडेंस जीतते हैं कि सर देखो, अगर एक प्रोडक्ट लेते हो तो प्रोडक्ट को आपको मैनेज करना होगा, आपको इम्प्लीमेंट करना होगा। और अगर वो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में आपके 5 महीने निकल गए तो आपका तो पूरा ईयर का आपका लाइसेंस आपका 5 महीने का तो वेस्ट चला गया। अगर वो 5 महीने का समय आप 5 दिन कर पाते हो, राइट, या तो 15 दिन कर पाते हो, तो दैट इज अ द डिफरेंशिएटर व्हाट टेक्डी इज गोइंग टू कम अप विद। दैट्स नंबर वन। नंबर टू इज हम लोग दोनों पैरेलल ट्रैक पे काम कर रहे हैं। सो वी वांट टू बी लाइक अ boutique company where we have our own products, own services, own delivery, so that we don't have to be dependent on any of the things, right? So कल उठ के मेरा चैनल पार्टनर बोलेगा मेरे पास कोई बंदा नहीं है कि जो आपकी प्रोडक्ट को समझ पाए, we have a talent generation engine, I'll give you my the guy who can actually do the POC, who can actually work on our product and work on our other things as well. So ये जो चेंज जो है, ये जो पूरा एक इकोसिस्टम जो 360 डिग्री का है जो हम बनाने जा रहे हैं, वो हमें बहुत ही हेल्प करेगा। सेकंड जो है कि डेफिनेटली ग्लोबल मार्केट ट्रैक्शन आने में हमारी प्रोडक्ट को समय लगेगा। तो हमारा करंट इस साल का हमारा गोल है कि हमारे एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर को ही क्रॉस सेल और एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर को ही अपसेल हम करेंगे, राइट। सो वी वुड लाइक टू मेक श्योर कि वहां से ही हम रेवेन्यू लाए, so that it generates more profits and generates more the EBITDA and PAT for us. Rahi baat, for next 2 to 3 years, I have said in my last con calls as well, coming year, the product margin will increase. So I mean, the margin or the share of the product in the total revenue will increase, year on year. So maybe next 2 3 years will be around 50% of the product and 50% of the services company as well. Yeah.
The next question we have is how much revenue you are expecting from global markets with current subsidy incorporated?
Okay, so अगर स्वरूप जी आपने देखा होगा कि subsidiaries we have incorporated very recently. IFSC का process we were expecting because we committed in November कि हम IFSC incorporate करने वाले, but we never knew that IFSC takes so much of time to get incorporated and approvals from the IFSC authorities, right? And then the rest of the company we have incorporated. अभी तक जो revenue आता था वो direct TechD में आता था, तो हम लोग अभी revenue expect कर रहे हैं कि at least in this financial year, the subsidiaries will have at least 10 to 15 crore ka revenue coming from subsidiary, rest of the revenue coming from the TechD as well.
Okay, sir. So we have also questions from Girish. I'll just unmute him. Girish, now you can ask the questions. Hello, Girish. Sir, I think their all questions have been answered.
All right, yeah.
Do you have any other questions? Please raise your hand. Sir, Swaroop has a question. Can you say something about Anthropic?
Who asked that question? स्वरूप जी। देखो स्वरूप जी, सबसे पहले I mean, I would say that obviously a company made a lot of noise in the market when it comes to AI, and with their innovation, with the research, whatever they have been doing, obviously I would say that they've been doing great, right? Even currently with many of our products also, we are in a second stages of getting their partner network access to make sure that we integrate their models with few of our products as well. But yes, we are still going to be dependent on these sovereign models. But obviously when one model or the GPU might be busy, you need to be dependent on some other models to make sure to get your work done, right? So मेरा टेक है, बहुत अच्छी कंपनी है, obviously they are going to do wonders. But yes, लोग ऐसा बोलते हैं कि माइथोस आएगा और साइबर सिक्योरिटी चला जाएगा और साइबर सिक्योरिटी विल नॉट हैव एनी से टू डू सो। मैं मानता हूँ दैट्स नॉट द केस, right? In fact, because of this models which are working in offensive to defensive side of security, I believe that the cyber is going to take it to a next level, right? So जैसे मिथोस अगर vulnerability ढूंढता है, अभी 1 महीने का रिपोर्ट आया that they have found 10,000 vulnerabilities into it, right? और उसमें से 9 some are confirmed and security advisories are issued also. सो एक पैच की सुनामी आएगी, एक सॉफ्टवेयर की सुनामी आएगी, AI कोडिंग से सारी चीजें बढ़ रही है. So I believe that things which are happening are substantially going to increase the cybersecurity or exponentially going to increase the cybersecurity. But yes, I would never comment कि Anthropic मेरा customer है, right? So I hope आप समझ गए होंगे what I wanted to say.
So we'll take next question from Sid.
Hi, good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Pretty much audible. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Sunisi. It's really great to see the way organization is progressing. Thank you so much for the great set of numbers. I have two, three questions. Basically, would you be able to identify what is the percentage of revenue contributing to, say, top 10 customers? Because I think you're saying that you have 700 odd customers, right? So, who are those? What are those revenues split? You may want to give top 10 customers.
Okay, thank you for the asking. So if you tell that what contribution of the top 10 customer, so it is the almost 43 to 50% of the overall revenue is contributed by the top 10 customer, apart from the group companies.
Okay, thank you. So now,
So Sid, but when you're asking a question, I think you might have a second question in your mind, or rather, I would, if you don't have a question, then I'll make sure
I still
to
have.
put that question and answer that question also. While during our DRHP, RHP stage as well, we have been, asked a question that there is a dependency on few of the bigger logos or the bigger enterprises in India where we are too much of dependent, and there are top 10 customers contributing that revenue as well. But while our revenues are increasing, I would say that year on year, their budgets are increasing, and TechD is becoming one of the largest beneficiaries of that particular budget as well because of our services. Number one, I would say that. See, be it you sell a product or be it you sell a service is the most important part. I would always say that कि रिलेशनशिप बहुत काम करता है, राइट? आपका रिलेशनशिप कैसा है, आप कितने सालों से काम कर रहे हो, आपने कितना काम किया है, क्या नहीं किया है, राइट? सो इनफैक्ट राइट नाउ हमारा जो इन नवंबर कॉन कॉल वी सेड दैट इवन वी आर स्टिकिंग टू दैट एज वेल. हम लोग कोई भी 100 नए कस्टमर ऑनबोर्ड करते, उसमें से 40 to 50% कस्टमर को तो सबसे पहले वो साल में वी ट्राइंग टू माइग्रेट फ्रॉम वन टाइम ऑफ द एंगेजमेंट टू अ ईयरली एंगेजमेंट. सो एनी हाउ आप उसको ऑफर करो, but convert them into a yearly revenue or a yearly engagement on that part, right? So वो भी substantially increase हो रहा है. But yes, at the same point of time, if you ask me कि हमारे top 10 customers का revenue भी बहुत ही increase हो रहा है because they have the largest cyber budgets on their table on that as well. And we want to make sure that this revenue would go to at least 30% or 25%, while the other customers' revenue comes in the other of the bracket in this particular financial year as well. But yes, this is still going to be there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so
But
I have
we
a
don't have. But let me tell you, as an investor, you don't have to worry because we don't have any threat that this customer will go away. What the TechD will do, right? So
my question was basically in terms of see, when we're saying 40 to 50% of revenue is coming from top 10 customers,
40
right?
to
So
45. Yeah.
30 to 45. Okay. 30. Okay. Now, so the remaining 65-70% is something all 700 customers are giving, right? So basically,
the
how
total
do you think
customers
we
are
can?
700. Please. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think? How do we convert this the increasing the revenue per customer? Because is that something where we fewer tools, or is there?
Very interesting question, sir. So, sir, I would answer it in a very, very easiest way, right? So as I said, I've got three categories of the customers, right? One is obviously a very high ticket size customer, large ticket size customer, जो 30 लाख से चालू होके 3 करोड़ के भी customers हैं. Those are the top logos is what we are having. Then there is a mid-size customer जो 10 लाख से लेके हमें 50 लाख तक का भी revenue देते हैं और जो 2 लाख से लेके हमें 10 लाख तक का भी revenue देते हैं, right? ना जो 2 से 10 लाख का रेवेन्यू है, जो कस्टमर्स को हम ज्यादा कैसे कुछ बेच पाते हैं, किस तरह से बेच पाते हैं, दे आर ऑल अ रेगुलेटरी कस्टमर, राइट? अ वेरी सिंपल एग्जांपल इज अ स्टॉक ब्रोकर हु इज ex stock broker, right? Or some ex securities, right? So we obviously make sure that whatever is designed in that particular SEBI CSE RF regulation, we start with the, first the gap assessment. The moment the gap assessment is over, we say that we'll take your 2 times VAPT to, cyber audits, to system audits, to any other audits. And that happens in just 1 month of the time. We'll make sure to train your people. We make sure to do now, with the human trust AI, we are now pitching phishing simulations to them at the same point of time. So hota kya hai na, we start with, let's take an example of, the ticket size of 80,000 rupees, but then we are converting to make sure that this customer who's just having, 50 people in the organization is still paying us at least 5 to 10 lakh rupees of the money by upselling and cross-selling on that. Abhi tak hum services karte the, sir, but then now we will start doing our products as well, right? So we'll start replacing products, if at all they are using some X, then we are changing it to Y of our own products as well. So this is how we do a cross sell and upsell to our existing customer, right? I have told in H2 my team, हम लोग एजुकेशन सेक्टर में काम करते हैं और डीपीडीपी में सबसे बड़ा जो थ्रेट होता है वो एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट को होगा. Agar we are providing education to that particular, the students studying in that educational universities and generating a huge amount of revenue from that university, why don't we start pitching services to them? And trust me, sir, with one of the university, a largest university, which is getting the largest revenue for us from the university revenue, right now we are managing security for them as well. We are MSSP partner for them as well. So we are ensuring that even if they are taking one services, try to make sure in another 1 month you do cross sell and upsell. Let me tell you, in January, a lot of requirement have been published on our website, on our LinkedIn and all, uh, to make sure that our even sales people are not dependent on the existing customer revenue. नहीं तो होगा क्या कि आज किसी सेल्स वाले की एक्स टीम ने इतने करोड़ का रेवेन्यू किया, इतने करोड़ का टारगेट किया, तो नेक्स्ट ईयर दे आर बी डिपेंडेंट ऑन दैट टारगेट ओनली. दे विल नॉट डू सम मोर रेवेन्यू और दे विल नॉट हैव मच ऑफ अ मोटिवेशन, क्योंकि उनको पता है कि 3 साल तक तो ये रेवेन्यू आने वाला. We have set up a dedicated renewals team. We have set up a dedicated account management team so that the existing customers will go to their bucket and their job is only renewal or cross sell, upsell, account management, and make sure कि वहां से और revenue आए, right? So in fact, we are making sure that our top logos contribute that particular 30% this year. But yes, other logos would also, with account management and renewal team, will do a lot of cross sell, upsell, and to make sure that so few of them from the mid-size customer comes to our top logos in the coming time as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for clarifying that. I have a follow-up question on that. Basically, see, you talked about in the FY26 52 crore revenue and current opening, the order book, whatever you have is around some 43 crore is what you mentioned. You mentioned, 60 to 70% is something you're planning to execute in H1. So when you do that, so obviously your remaining is only around another some 10 crore, right? So that is something which you're going to execute in H2. Are you confident? Are we confident enough in saying in H1 we will have better run rate coming into the new orders and we should be able to execute much better than what we have been doing?
So, sir, that's all we can say because of the pipeline that we have built, right? The pipeline, even only for government, I'm talking about, only from government, right, is what we have built, is of more than 100 crore of the pipeline, right? But as you are very well aware, in the Indian context, the government comes at a very later stage, or government goes in a very slow fashion or a slow motion on that part. But yes, trust me on this part, because of this mythos, because of this scare which is there, because of this mythos and everything, now the government is becoming too much of proactive, right? The government is now putting, I have not seen a government coming out and, or maybe a finance minister coming out and say that we need to have a dedicated task force for cybersecurity because of the threat coming from AI, right? I haven't seen for last many years, right? And the finance minister herself said the same thing, set up the task force in 2 days of the time or 5 days of the time. And then now talking about, what are the controls to be implemented? What are the mandates to be done? What are the changes in the circulations to be done? So circulars have started coming, every week rather than, started coming in months of that particular time. So we are pretty confident, on those part as well. Let me be, very open on this part that there is a one product, as I said, with the strategic association, we are very hopeful on that product. We started talking to regulators and started showcasing the capabilities to regulators. And if we are successful in the POC, even if finding out 2 0 days in that applications, 5 0 days in that, the XYZ application, trust me, if the mandate is going to be in our favor and rolled out to make sure that all the registered entity would have to do a scan, using this particular product or a Make in India product, we will be the game changer in the coming future. So, sir, my confidence says that, we are pretty confident to do so, sir. Even on RHP time, if you looked at our RHP, we have published with customer name, their industry. The order book that time was standing at 30 crore rupees, sir. Then in November, the order book has changed to almost 40 crore rupees. And while in January, I've taken a lot of calls and we uploaded all the investor communications on NSE. And that time it was at 50 crore rupees, sir. We have successfully executed even more than that. And then at last moment, we got certain of the orders and we executed and we given that order as well. So I'm pretty confident. We are sitting second month right now. This will be executed, and in the coming month or in the end of this quarter, we'll have a lot of orders would be flowing in to make sure that this goes to what we are committing to our investors. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great to know because, of course, in today's geopolitical scenario and the war situation, so the cybersecurity becomes a very, very important, and that's good to know. Government is coming and asking for these, and it's good to see that, good to hear that 100 crore, etc. What you are bidding or expecting something from the government. What about the private? How much are you expecting some orders?
So private, that's what I'm saying. So private funnel is also more than 50, CR of the things. Like in government, I'll tell you something. The state governments of many states are right now planning cyber center of excellence. They are planning their own SOC, which will run in the states as well, right? What we are right now doing is the funnel, what we have built, the beads, what we have already participated, along with PSUs, along with or some beats directly. We are trying to showcase what we are building it in Ahmedabad. So that's how it becomes more, confident for them also to give to a company which is making 50 crore of the revenue, the another 30, 40 crore rupees of the contract as well, right? So private, as I said, we are doing a lot of cross sell and upsell with dedicated teams. It's a great funnel, which around 50 is what we have built, but that's a funnel, right? I mean, it's a sales funnel. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, and best wishes.
Chat में मुकेश जी का.
Okay. Okay.
Specific product.
So I would throw some light on OT security, security for connected cards. So I believe I would focus one on OT Shield AI. So that's getting that's a tool which will do active and passive discovery for OT networks, power plants, connected grids, would identify the assets, do a whole inventory of the asset. Because in OT, the most important thing is people are not even knowing what my inventories are. How many DCS, how many SCADA systems, how many connected systems I have, right? So the first is the OT, Shield will get that inventory part. Second would be, take them to a life cycle of whatever vulnerabilities identified on that particular OEMs, let's say Siemens or anything from the protocols which are getting integrated. I mean, from the protocols and from the OEM make and from the the network traffic files is what we are going to give. That's number one. Number two would be on the connected cars and power grid. So see, Power Ministry is already having the framework in the place right now. But we are always requesting a government that you put some penalties for non-compliance. See, government, like in case of SEBI, in case of RBI, when they started putting a penalty, and now with DPDP, people will start doing it in India, right? So, but there are framework which exists, but if the penalty would take place, I'm sure cyber companies would make fortunes, out of India as well, right? Yes, globally, there are companies who are providing securities, on those particular line. But yes, one thing I would like to highlight on the services part, the vehicle SOC is what we are creating, a SOC for connected cars, which would monitor their info entertainment systems to, get the data or get the logs from the connected car itself, right? So that's going to be the first ever vehicle SOC of India is what we are creating right now, right? Yes, we will definitely try to publish quarterly results. Are already committed to investors, and will definitely try to make sure. But I do not want to, get in. As I said, we are right now making sure to normalize all the quarters. So changing customer contracts, which starts from August to August, we say that you give it for 6 months and then 12 months, so that it becomes 18 months of the contract, so that we normalize our revenue. And that does not want to face an investor question, why this quarter too high, why this quarter is low, and why this another quarter is going too high, another low, right? So we want to make sure that we normalize all the quarters and publish this quarterly results as well. A lot of activities happening in tech industry, thanks to AI, how we're keeping a lots of development happening and planning to organize a company management must be having a lot of things coming on your table. Yeah. Very interesting question. So Mahesh ji, हमने सबसे पहले we started recruiting a lot of management and KMPs from outside, but trust me on this part, I've not got success, or rather they have not been able to match the agile speed or the speed at which what we are working, right? Because it doesn't matter how much experience you have. What matters is that whether you are able to sit into this framework or not, whether you're able to understand that framework or not, right? Because here the thing is the three layers of structure, it becomes very easy to identify who is actually working in that front layer as well, and who can be promoted and who can be go to that next level as well. So right, so we have decided to promote our internal hierarchy first and then get people from outside to do so, right? For the delivery, for the operations, and for the other roles as well. And trust me, I'm getting a very good very good thing, by doing all of these things. Second, I am also planning to have a chief of staff, so that I know there's a less burden which comes to me, and the chief of staff would make sure to take care of a lot of things, and I make sure to focus on my global revenue and the strategy on that part. So there is a lot requirement on the CEO's office is what we are planning to do right now, to ensure that I don't have much on my table and I only prioritize my days, do not do unnecessary meetings or entertain unnecessary things from the team and focus on the company growth as well, right? So yeah, these are all things which are already planned on that.
Thank you, sir. So we have another question from PYB.
PYB. Okay.
So you can unmute yourself and ask your questions.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you're pretty much audible. Yes.
Sir, me and during the IPO proceeding, me and my friend asked you a question about your next half-year guideline, and you said that you will grow around at least 50%. And जैसे कि आपने मेंशन किया तो वैसा ही अपना लास्ट हाफ ईयर का revenue आया है. So very congratulations, sir. On that basis, me and my friend invested in your company, and we are very fortunate to connect with you. My question is, sir, do we expect uh, same revenue growth in this year and next 3 years along with the PAT margin?
Okay. So I don't know what is your name, PYB, but thank you for asking this question. So currently, as our global expansion is already taking place, close to 20% coming from global revenue, but we are trying to make sure to increase our global presence, with that. So number one, in the coming years, you would expect the global revenue will have more share. The product revenue or recurring revenue or ARR would have more say to it. Number one. Number two. Number three would be, yes, the same growth you can expect. With now, we are not just, a training or a services company, but we are a 360-degree company, which has our own products and our own platforms as well, right? So you can definitely expect that. So this year, I've already answered multiple times that we are making sure to reach to at least 50% of the growth. That's a minimum is what I'm committing right now. If my all funnel, which I said on the call, are materializing, then we'll be at a different stage. The planned acquisitions are being materialized in a right way, or with a mutually agreed conditions with the seller. I'm sure we'll take this company to 100 crore this year as well in the coming years. And coming back to the PAT margins, right? As I said, a lot of steps we have taken to achieve our operational excellence, right? in fact, we have changed our appraisal policy. We got all the appraisals in the month of April. So even if people are not happy or people wanted to leave, we'll come to know in next another 1 or 2 months, so that our whole year does not get disturbed. If people are leaving in the middle of a project, then we'll come to know, all of that. With the deductions on the team, we have made introduction of, AI tools across all the departments, is making us sure that things are happening even without our interventions as well. So as I said, GTM and everything are taking place using AI. So we are hoping to make sure to maintain the margins, or maintain the PAT, or increase the PAT margins, right, on H1 and H2. But I would not overcommit on any of the margins on that. Yeah.
One more question is there. Sir, in last notification, we launched AI product in our notification. So how is this significance in the revenue generation?
Can you be a little louder, because I mean your voice is breaking and we're not able to hear you properly. What was the last question? We have got AI products. How it will differentiate in the revenue is what you have asked.
Yes, sir. What is the significance of this product?
Oh, interesting question. So one thing you have to understand, that's a unified platform. 4 modules launched, 3 modules are in the place. Does not mean we are going to stop at 7 modules. It may have 12, 15 other modules of the cybersecurity coming into a one unified platform itself. Significance of this product is that the CISO does not have to, look into 10 products, right? But yes, one thing I wanted to say, that before we target some of the larger enterprises to pitch for this product, our target market is always going to be the mid-size and the small size enterprises who has a very early adoption of our product and who wanted to make sure that they get a complete unified view of what's happening into it. Let's say I would always try to go and make sure to give it to a small bank where it says that I'll give you XDR, I'll give you EDR, I'll give you SIM, SOAR, I'll give you privacy ops, I'll give you the human awareness platform and the dark web, deep web, so that the customer does not have to go to all different products and do that, right? It's kind of a Zoho model, right? So Zoho might have come with 3, 4 modules. Now you go to Zoho One, which has got almost like 21 different products under a Zoho One platform, right? So even if the customer is subscribed to 2 of this particular product or 1 module, the customer may look out for another module and subscribe to that as well. And the overall idea is that कि कस्टमर अगर बोलेगा कि मेरे को 2 मॉड्यूल लेने, तो it's a marketing strategy that it will cost him more. But he says, I want all 4 modules to be there of this particular product, then it will actually cost him less. So it's a human psychology that he'll go with opting for more modules, have more recurring revenues than going ahead with only 1 or 2 model. And that's what we wanted to play around with, right? But yes, we are in a market where there are existing products. We are in a market where there are existing platforms. So but yes, TechD is known for cost, right? So अगर सेबी की बात करूं, सेबी के रेगुलेटेड कस्टमर्स की बात करूं, तो अभी सिनारियो ऐसा है कि हमारे 300 सेबी रेगुलेटेड कस्टमर्स है. It consists of RTA, it consists of stockbroker, it consists of AIF, it consists of VC fund, it consists of KYC एजेंसी. जहां पे हमारा कोटेशन जाता है, वहां पे लोग खड़े नहीं होते कि यार यहाँ पे कोटेशन ही नहीं देना है, क्योंकि ये लोग इतने में कोटेशन दे देंगे कि हमारे को कैसे उसको मैनेज करना है. We are able to manage the cost. The reason behind it कि हमारे पास एक talent generation engine है. 2:4 intern का ratio manage करते हैं. And let me tell you, I think this is not what I have discussed in the last con call, but yes, we are now approved for national internship योजना as well of our prime minister, right? So हम लोग जो prime minister की जो internship योजना में, we are the approved vendor for it. So let me tell you, हम लोग cost कैसे save करते हैं. हम लोग 10,000 रुपए intern को stipend भी देते हैं, तो उसमें से 5,000 रुपीज हमारे को गवर्नमेंट देता है. फॉर गर्ल्स इट इज 5,500, फॉर गाइज इट इज 4,500, राइट? तो 4,500 कॉस्ट इज पेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट, राइट? मेरे लिए क्या है कि द गाय इज कमिंग डूइंग हिज इंजीनियरिंग ऑल्सो, कमिंग इन एज इंटर्न ऑल्सो, ही इज पेइंग मी ऑल्सो, आई एम गेटिंग द शेयर आउट ऑफ दिस ऑल्सो, ही इज डूइंग अ सर्विस डिलीवरी ऑल्सो, ही इज वर्किंग ऑल्सो, ही इज गेटिंग ट्रेन्ड, he is getting ready also, and he is getting paid also, so that by the time he finishes off his engineering, वो अपने पापा को बोल पाता है कि पापा मैंने अपनी इंजीनियरिंग की आधी फीस मैंने रिकवर कर ली है, राइट? और मैंने अपनी इंजीनियरिंग की आधी फीस रिकवरी कर ली है, पर आधी में से भी आधी फी हम टेक-डी देते हैं, and then we get a whole delivery done from our as well. So we want to play around with the cost to make sure that we disrupt the whole market, right, and get the larger volume and the larger revenue from that as well.
Thank you so much, sir, and best wishes.
Thank you. Yeah, please. I believe Girish wanted to ask a lot of questions, but we're not able to unmute Girish. So I believe Girish, if you can just mail me all your question, I'll be more than happy to, answer all your questions.
So I allow his mic, but he's not able to unmute himself, I guess. So we have a question in chat box from Mukesh sir. So as we have experienced, we have a mindset and culture of get the things done. Can you share how you are developing this culture in the company? Because I feel this is the only thing which can help you lead
The
force.
answer is
Because
No,
I
I
feel
think
this is
we already answered this question. Uh, when you say that get things done, it's not the actual approach is what we are implementing. There are right processes we already set in the organizations and right set of things which we are already I mean the culture which we already set in the organizations. Second होता है कि I mean I'm not able to get the complete question correctly. If you could unmute, or if you could just allow mic for Mukesh, and Mukesh, if you could ask me a question in what context you are saying, I'll be more than happy to answer that. Yeah.
sure, sir. So I allow Mukesh sir, I allowed a mic. Please unmute yourself and ask question. Hello, Mukesh sir. Please unmute yourself and ask questions. Hello, Mukesh sir.
Will you get some business from data center? Okay, so as of now, we've done a couple of data center audits. Not much of a business from the data center, but yes, there is one agreement we are trying to formalize with one of the data center where our all data is hosted, right? To make sure that they give shared services to their customers on cybersecurity in association with TechD, but not yet materialized, so I would not comment more than that. Yes.
So I guess all the questions have been answered.
Sure.
Thank you for such an engaging session. I will not. I would like you. Oh, sorry, Mukesh sir has a message. Sorry, look like there is some problem at my end. Some permission issues. I have to rejoin the call. Sir, okay. You rejoin. We are waiting. You can just drop the mail.
Yeah, I believe he'll drop the mail and I'll be more than happy
Okay,
to
okay,
answer
sir.
him in person. Yes.
So I would like you to share your closing remarks.
Uh, so thank you everyone for joining in, and I'm really, I would like to say thank you for trusting us. Thank you for believing in us. It's been just 6 months. We are listed and we have years to, prove ourselves, years to take our company to next level. While cybersecurity is now not an optional thing, it is a mandate thing for almost all industries. We would like to assure that our company will keep the same pace, the same speed, the same passion, right, and the same craziness to grow to the multifolds, to make sure that we grow together, as a company, and you grow as an investor, and make sure that to take this company to our vision, which we have envisaged, in next another couple of years, and take this company, or build one of the largest cybersecurity powerhouse from our own Bharat, from our own India. Thank you.
On behalf of TechD Cybersecurity Limited, thank you for joining today's call. If any of your queries remain unanswered, feel free to reach out on the mail given in the chat box. Thank you. You may now disconnect.
Thank you.
thank you everyone.